The day I married Damian Sterling, the coldest, most ruthless billionaire in New York, he left for a business trip. Just like that. Wedding night. Forgotten. He vanished for one whole year. Any other woman would have filed for divorce, found a lover, or at least cried herself to sleep. Me? I was living the dream. I saw Damian less than 10 times before we signed the papers. My family called it a reckless flash marriage. They were wrong. It was the best deal of my life. He was 32 tall, obscenely handsome, and worth billions. I got his black card, his Manhattan penthouse, his Maybach, and zero husband to serve. No in-laws breathing down my neck. No husband demanding dinner or sex. Every month, an absurd amount of money landed in my account. All I had to do was go to work, scroll my phone, shop at Cartier whenever I felt like it, and travel with my girls. Who needs a husband when life is this sweet? So sweet that after 365 days, I genuinely forgot I was married. I forgot Damian Sterling even existed. Until one night, I was curled up on the couch in his $12 million penthouse, wearing silk pajamas, throwing money at my new obsession, a masked male streamer named S. Perfect muscles, deep voice, never showed his face. The mystery made every woman in the live lose her mind. Tonight the chat exploded. Take the mask off. Take the mask off. I was the top donor. 2 months of Damian's money gone. But I didn't care. Tonight he was finally going to reveal his face. The gifts rained. My fingers flew across the screen. S lifted his hand. 2 beautiful fingers hooked the edge of that black mask. My heart stopped. Then my phone was snatched away. I screamed, thinking a thief broke into the penthouse. I tried to run, tripped over my own feet, and fell like a drunk flamingo. A shadow towered over the sofa. Strong hands pinned me down before I could crawl away. Gu Qiao. My name rolled off his tongue like ice and fire. I knew that voice. I just hadn't heard it in 365 days. I looked up, squinting through my phone-damaged vision, and there he was. Damian Sterling. My husband. Back from wherever the hell he'd been. His midnight blue eyes were furious. His jaw sharp enough to cut glass. He looked even more dangerously beautiful than I remembered. He glanced at the frozen live stream, then back at me. Husband, he read the bullet comment aloud, voice dripping with mockery. Who exactly were you calling husband, baby girl? My soul left my body. He tossed the phone aside, grabbed both my wrists with one hand, and yanked me into his arms. I crashed against his rock-hard chest. The scent of cedar and sin flooded my senses. Before I could explain, he threw me over his shoulder like I weighed nothing. Damian, put me down. No. His palm landed on my ass with a sharp slap that made me gasp. Clearly my wife forgot who she belongs to. Time for a reminder. He carried me up the marble staircase, 2 steps at a time, straight to the master bedroom we'd never shared. He kicked the door open and threw me onto the California king bed. I tried to roll away. He caught my ankle, dragged me back, and caged me beneath 6'4" of pure possessive male. You've been a very bad girl, Gu Qiao. His voice was low, lethal. Spending my money, calling another man husband, begging him to take his mask off. I thought you were never coming back. Wrong answer. He leaned in, lips brushing my ear. You're mine. Every breath, every heartbeat, every filthy little thought in that pretty head mine. Then he kissed me. Hard. No mercy. His tongue claimed my mouth like he was punishing me and worshiping me at the same time. I pushed at his chest uselessly. He pulled back just enough to smirk. Still on your period, baby? He taunted, repeating the lie I once used on him over text. Or are you just scared to admit you want your husband? I turned crimson. He laughed, dark and sinful, and kissed me again until I was dizzy and clinging to his shirt. That night he didn't take it all the way. He said I wasn't ready, but he held me possessively, arms locked around me, whispering against my skin until I fell asleep. The next morning I woke up to a naked, sculpted god pressed against my back, his heavy arm pinning me to the mattress, his morning erection poking my thigh. I screamed. He chuckled, voice husky with sleep. Morning, wife. I tried to escape. He rolled on top of me, pinning my wrists above my head. Running already? We haven't even started. Then he kissed me stupid again. Just one deep, drugging kiss before he let me go, laughing at my wrecked expression. At breakfast he cooked shirtless, because apparently that's legal when you look like a Greek god. He fed me strawberries from his fingers and watched me blush like it was his new favorite hobby. He drove me to work in his Bugatti, ignored my protests about keeping our marriage secret, and kissed me senseless in the underground garage where anyone could see. That same day, a delivery guy shouted across the entire office, "Gu Qiao, your husband sent a love bento." I wanted to die. Every colleague now knew the ice cream finance girl was secretly married to a possessive maniac. Damien just texted me, "Good. Now every man in that building knows you're taken." That night my best friend dragged me to a private club to cheer me up. She ordered a lineup of male models. One of them? My masked streamer. In the flesh. 8-pack and all. I almost touched those abs. Almost. A cold voice cut through the room. "Hands off what's mine." Damien walked in wearing a black suit that cost more than a car, eyes locked on me like a predator. Actually tried to protect me. She can choose who she wants. Damien smiled, slow and terrifying. She already chose. 2 years ago when she said I do. He crossed the room, pulled me out of the booth, and threw me over his shoulder again, right in front of everyone. My best friend laughed her ass off. Looked like he'd seen a ghost. In the car he was silent, jaw clenched, knuckles white on the steering wheel. I tried to explain. He cut me off. "You want freedom? Fine. But you'll only ever be free with me." Then softer, almost broken. "Do you hate me that much, Qiao?" Something in his voice made my chest ache. I looked at him, really looked. The dark circles under his eyes. The tension in his shoulders. He'd worked himself to death for a year building an empire. Because he thought that's what I wanted. Money. Status. Proof he was worthy. I reached for his hand. "I don't hate you, Damien. I just forgot how to need you." He pulled over on the side of the road, dragged me across the console, and kissed me until the windows fogged. That night we made a bet. Whoever falls in love first loses, and has to grant the winner one wish. He agreed instantly, eyes burning. He'd already lost the second he came back and saw another man's name on my phone. The next weeks were torture, sweet, filthy torture. He woke me up with kisses on my neck. Cooked shirtless. Carried me everywhere because I'd twisted my ankle in heels. He fired the gardener and had the entire pebble path ripped out the next day. He bathed me, washed my hair, dressed me like I was his personal doll. Every night he asked, voice rough, "Have you fallen for me yet, baby girl?" I always answered the same. "Not yet, Mr. Sterling. Keep trying." But we both knew I was lying. One night I was watching my drama, drooling over the male lead's abs. Damien walked out of the bathroom, towel loosely around his hips, water dripping down 8 perfect ridges. He caught me staring. Smirked. "Want a better view, wife?" He dropped the towel. I actually stopped breathing. He crawled over me, guided my trembling hand to his chest, down those sculpted abs I'd spent months simping for on a screen. Then I felt it, his heart hammering like a war drum beneath my palm. I looked up, teasing. "Nervous, Mr. Sterling?" He crushed me to him, voice raw. "I've been in love with you since college, Gu Qiao. I watched you from afar for years. When I heard you were being set up on blind dates, I threatened every family in the city until they gave you to me." I stared, stunned. You were my secret admirer? The one who sent roses every Valentine's for 4 years. I was the idiot who was too scared to sign his name. He kissed my eyelids, my cheeks, my lips. "I married you thinking distance would keep you safe from how obsessed I am. Turns out a year without you nearly killed me." Tears rolled down my face. "Damien, I lost the bet the moment I came home and saw you throwing my money at another man. I was so jealous I wanted to burn the internet down." He laughed, broken and beautiful. "So I'll grant you any wish. Just never call another man husband again." I wrapped my arms around his neck. "My wish is you, Damien Sterling. Forever." He kissed me until the world disappeared. 9 months later, our son was born. Dark hair, blue eyes, already possessive. He cried every time the nurse tried to take him from Damien's arms. Damien stood by the hospital window, holding our baby like he was the most precious thing in his universe. He looked at me, eyes soft. "Thank you, Mrs. Sterling, for giving me everything I was too afraid to ask for." I smiled through happy tears. "You're mine, Damien. You always were." He walked over, pressed a kiss to my forehead, then to our son's tiny fist. Outside, New York sparkled below the penthouse we now shared every night. Inside, the ruthless billionaire was finally home. And he was never leaving again.